Hello crafty friends, it's Antonia here with the December Bramblefox challenge, and this month's challenge was to add at least 3 sparkly elements to your layout. And here I'm just going through some of the items I'm hoping to use for this layout, which is going to be a Christmas layout. And I'm scrapping a photo of a beautiful dress that was exhibited in Ettingham Park a couple of years ago at Christmas time. And this dress was made out of evergreen branches and some beautiful fabric. So for this layout, I want the focal point to be a wreath design, which I have cut out on my silhouette machine. But when I put it on the background paper, it seemed to be quite flat. So I ended up adding some jute string in a circular shape. And I'm planning to put the wreath on top of this just to set it off from the background paper. And I decided to add a sparkly green washi tape on top of the jute just to make it a little more elegant, really. This proved to be more difficult than anticipated because the washi tape was not a paper tape, it was a plastic base, so it didn't stick very easily to the jute, but in the end I managed it. And in here, I'm just adding the wreath. Now, I had to cut the wreath out in 2 separate pieces because I only have a silhouette portrait machine, so I couldn't cut a 12 by 12 design on it. And I'm planning to cover up the joins of the 2 separate pieces by the photo and by the title. But later on, you'll see how this goes a little bit pear-shaped. So as you can see, to place the photo exactly where I wanted it to be, I had to turn the paper 90 degrees, which of course meant that the joins on the wreath were exposed. But this is something I dealt with later on in the process video. I really wanted the photo diagonally opposite the blue part of the paper because I thought it was a really good balance for the blue in the photo. So next I matted my photo onto paper pieces and then I placed it onto the layout and I popped them up with foam adhesive tape, and then I just provisionally placed the title perspective on as well. And then I made a start with adding 3 embellishment clusters onto the page. So this is my first sparkly element on the page. And for this, I used a die cut from the Bramblefox shop. So this is die number 7. And I cut the shapes from an ombre glitter paper. And the colours go from a turquoise green to a navy blue, which I thought would go really well with the colours of this layout. So the inspiration for the wreath on the layout came from the photo, because the dress on the photo was made out of evergreen branches. And I did want to add some more traditional Christmassy green colours to the layout. So I cut some evergreen branch shapes out with a die cut, and I cut them out from 3 different shades of green, and I decided to add these around the 3 clusters I was creating. And I really liked how that light green popped against the layout. I was a bit reluctant to add that initially, but I'm so glad that I did. Now, I was quite happy with how 2 of the clusters were looking, but the one at the top right, so above the photo, I was really unhappy with, because the die-cut branches were following the direction of the wreath, but that top right cluster, when I did that, it was going towards the photo, and I would have preferred them to go away from the photo. So I ended up sticking some of the little die-cut branches down, not liking it, and then adding even more and liking it even less. So in the end, I removed them completely, which was a bit messy because the glue was stuck by then, but I managed to do it without much damage to the wreath, and I started all over again. So this time I tried to use branches that were sort of non-directional, and then the ones that were directional, they were going away from the photo rather than towards the photo. So I did cut out a little bit from the process video here. I did add some mauve coloured branches to the layout, and these were a different die cut shape. So this one was with berries, and it's not something I would have thought of doing myself, but I was led by the colour combinations on the photo, and the dress did have a mauve coloured ribbon on. So I did add that colour in the embellishments as well, and I kind of really like how it turned out. And then I went on to add some phrase stickers. And in here I actually used red, which again I wouldn't be using with mauve. But at this point I wasn't too concerned about colour theories and design principles. I added a little tag for journaling, and purposefully I chose a white one because I thought it would go quite well with the white title. And then I started adding some more bling. So for my second sparkly item, I added little acrylic holly shapes. and the holly berries are sparkly, so that was my second sparkly object, and these are currently available in the Bramblefox shop. They are from the December and Christmas releases. And then I also added some of the little stars cut out of the mirror acrylic, which was my third sparkly item. And these are green, and I seldom use green stars on my layout, but this layout was perfect for them. There was all the greens going on this layout that you can think of, and those little sparkly stars were just perfect. They were the perfect addition to the page. Those are from the Bramblefox shop as well. I did think about adding some gold ink splatters, which is what I would usually do, but I didn't really want to introduce gold to this layout. So in the end, I decided to go for white acrylic paint, which I have mixed with a bit of water just to dilute it, and then I splattered it around the photo and around the title just to draw the eyes to the focal points. And that completed my layout. So apologies for the slightly long process video. I hope you like my layout, and I hope that you play along with our challenge on the Bramblefox Facebook group. This month's challenge is to create a layout that includes 3 different sparkly items and of course a product from the Bramblefox shop. Thanks for visiting. Bye now.